What's up? It's Casey from Casey's Customs. We're on the second channel, baby. Casey's Customs 2, all of the extras. In this video, we're going to be really diving into the all of the extras part of the channel. I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I posted a video a week ago on this channel. I said, if there's any questions you guys have for me and you want to know, or there's just something you need help on with your build that you're curious about, send me a question, I'll answer it. I also posted the same thing on Instagram. If you have any questions you want to ask me, or just questions about the channel, questions about the shop, questions how YouTube works, any of that shit, just send me a question. There are a couple hundred. Obviously, we're not going to get to them all, but we're going to sit down and try and go through as many as we can in this video, and hopefully answer some of the questions you guys have for the channel. Obviously, you see a lot of duplicates. What is your favorite car? I think was asked 20 different times, stuff like that. So yeah, let's dig in. All right, first question, and I got this one several times. How many projects are you currently working on? I don't even know, so let's count together. We'll start at this shop, and then we'll go down to my main shop, my actual commercial building shop. It's a lot. Number one, this is the newest one. I literally got this thing like yesterday, and this is like a holy grail drifting car. It's called an AE86. And sure enough, it ended up being a lemon. It was basically the cheapest one on the planet. I've been looking for like 2 years for one of these damn things. And let's just say she has some engine issues. But that'll be on Tuesday's video. Number two, the beautiful Honda CRX. I got so many parts in for this thing in the last couple weeks. Basically all the steering stuff, all the brake stuff, radiator stuff, gas tank, fuel pump. Like we got so much cool shit that we can do on this one in the next video. We're very, very excited about that. Also, before we get started, I want to say thank you very much to everybody. We did a giveaway on the 1955 Chevy shop truck, and it's sold out in record time. We're going to be doing the drawing on that here in the next day or two, so stay tuned. I'll post updates about it. Credit card processing and all that shit takes forever to clear, but once all that clears, I will post all the names and numbers, and then we'll do the drawing probably the next day or two. Yeah, sold out in record time, and not only that, the amount of merch that we have been selling, Caseyscustoms.com, for like Christmas has been huge. December has been the biggest month I've ever had for merchandise. Probably bigger than the other 11 months combined. I mean, it's been really, really good. We kind of revamped the whole thing, and we do it all in-house now. My sister and her daughter basically just ship stuff 2 to 3 days a week, so we're just constantly shipping, and it's been really great. So thank you guys very much for the support. It really means a lot, and it's just cool to see happen. On to the questions. It's like 2 in the morning right now, so bear with me. Number 3, 69 Blazer. Number 4, 67 Supernatural Impala. I love these two. They're just both bombing on the channel, so it's kind of hard to work on them a bunch. This truck, I didn't do a video for like 2 or 3 months on the Blazer because I had to order parts and stuff. And then the last video I did on it, basically started building a really cool floor from scratch, did a bunch of other stuff, got it running for the first time ever, which was so exciting. And that was the worst video as far as performance wise we have posted on the channel in over 3 months. It just tanked so bad. Number 4, 1950 Chevy. I just bought this one because it was crazy cheap. It was also a mile from my house. We're gonna do just a real quick chassis swap on this one, down and dirty, chop it, have some fun. Haven't really found a chassis swap for it. Wanted to finish a couple of other things before I jumped onto this one. But technically it still is a project. Number 4. I tried to film outside. I don't know if you could see. 1, 2, 3, 69 Blazer, 4, 67 Impala, 5, my 1950 Chevy. And I basically just bought that because it was a mile from the house and it was $800. It'll be really cool for a chassis swap, but really I wanted to finish a couple other things before we tackled that one. And we're going to do a real down and dirty chassis swap on that one. It's not going to be a giant build. I just want to chop it and lay it on the ground and have some fun with it. That's number 5. Number 6, the $1,000 Mustang. I think that's all I have up here. So now we'll go down to the commercial building where I actually used to work out of full time. Yeah, let's see. I don't know if I have 4 down there, but let's go see. We are down at the second shop. I had a couple people ask me, why on earth is the Monte Carlo still there when we did a giveaway on it like 2 months ago? Well, we got it ready to get shipped. and it started running like shit. I could not get it started. I thought maybe it needed a new gas tank or something. It just was having all kinds of issues. I mean, we couldn't even drive it to get it on the trailer to take it to another shop. It went to another shop. It was there for a month. I don't know these people very well, so I'm not going to throw them under the bus. I kept following up with them, nothing. And after a month went by, I called them and said, hey, how are we doing? They said, we can't figure it out either. I'm 99% sure they never touched it. So came back here. I messed with it a little bit, got it better, but not great. One of my dad's buddies, who's like a engine builder guy, he finally had a weekend to look at it. He worked on it for like a day or two, got it running perfect. It's back. I just got it back, I think a week and a half ago. We need to finish up the interior still, and I need to buff it. I've talked to the winner of the giveaway. He's completely cool with it. He understands. He would rather have a nice running and driving car instead of if I would have shipped it to him when I couldn't even get it on the trailer, and then it would have been his problem. I don't like that with my giveaways. They don't have to be perfect by any means whenever the new owner gets them, but they should be able to actually, run and drive. So technically this is a project, but not really a project, but that's one. Well, at this shop. This 1955 Ford, I had a couple people asking about that. This is actually mine now. This was a family member's. I've had this for 3 or 4 years. I built the chassis from scratch. We basically were going to build just like the nicest truck ever. So we went all out. It's bagged. It lays completely on the ground. I made everything from scratch. I made basically the firewall from scratch for the big old 383. The motor that goes to this truck is actually in the CRX right now. I just needed it for mounts. Technically, that motor's mine now, so maybe it stays in the CRX. I don't know. He had some health stuff come up. He also kind of got into motorcycles. He has 3 or 4 motorcycles now. He just kind of wanted out of it, so I bought him out of it. So technically, this is my truck now. So we definitely need to do something with it. It has sat probably the last 2 years. I really haven't done much to it, just because he couldn't make up his mind on what he wanted to do. Didn't want to buy rims. Didn't want to do whatever. So yeah. That counts as a project now. We'll call that 2. Well, 2 at this shop. And the Mustang is obviously not a project. We're going to be doing a giveaway on this one probably in a month. I took a vote. I said, should we do the Mustang? Should we do my shop truck or both? And actually both won. I just didn't know I didn't know how to do 2 cars in one giveaway. The logistical stuff just looked like a nightmare. So we did the shop truck first, obviously, and we're going to get this one down to the other shop, get it cleaned up, and then we'll do a giveaway on it, which would be cool. This thing is badass, and I never drive it enough, so I'm not counting that as a project. I am counting the truck as a project, so we'll call this number 3 down at this shop. I had a couple people asking why I haven't finished the bed yet. The reason is I was waiting on parts. I ordered brand new rims and tires for it. I'm supposed to have it here in a couple days. Obviously, I don't need rims and tires to finish the bed. I just wanted to kind of get it done. Once it has the rims and tires, I just want this lower, like 3 or 4 inches. I'm not going crazy. I don't want it slammed. I got some like NASCAR looking tires, which are badass. I can't remember the YouTuber, but he has like a NASCAR looking 70s Ford truck, and I love it. So that's kind of the look I'm going for. So I think I'm going to probably just end up doing a simple 3-inch drop kit. They make them where they have dropped axles. It's like a twin axle. It's weird, but they make those dropped. I wanted to do a Crown Vic on it and just really get it on the ground. I haven't been able to find a Crown Vic front end anywhere, and it's just kind of a pain in the ass. So I think what I'm going to do for now to kind of button this thing up, because basically it's already done. Once we get the bed done, it's kind of a finished truck. So I want to get the suspension stuff in as well. So I don't know if that's going to be 1 video or 2 videos, but this whole girl will be done pretty quickly. So this will have another video coming up on the main channel in probably the next week or 2. So we'll call that number 3 projects I have down here. I also had somebody ask me why I don't film more stuff down in this shop. This is actually my working shop. Whenever I was running the shop full time, this is where I did the majority of my work. And the main reason I don't film a ton down here is because the lighting kind of sucks and the videos never really did good. I didn't know if a big shop just didn't seem as personable, to people watching. Whenever I'm in the small shop, it looks more, like a guy just doing stuff in his own garage, which it is at that shop. So that's one of the reasons, but in reality, I think the lighting just sucks. Half of these lights have never worked. Some of them will come on, occasionally they won't. I just bought a bunch of lights for it because we're gonna be doing more filming down here. Definitely wanna get this thing done. Me and Dad are gonna paint the roof too. We're probably gonna do a cool lowrider roof paint job on it, which will be fun. But yeah, hopefully that answered all of those questions from this shop. Let's go back to the home shop. So it sounds like 9 altogether. That's not bad, you know, for a one-man show. I didn't know it was 9, to be completely honest with you. But hey, we're having fun. We're making content. I definitely need to hire somebody to start working, you know, behind the scenes. That way we can kind of be doing stuff off camera and get some of these cars out of here. But hey, whatever. Also, some of them have just been around for a while. That 55 Ford, I mean, I think I've had that for 4 years, just because, you know, we didn't know what to do with it. The Blazer has been around for damn near a year at this point. So yeah, some stuff just takes a while. You know, it is what it is. Second question, and this one is a fun one. What did you do before you ran your shop full time? Well, I've had the shop for 15 years. My dad actually used to run a body shop in this building right here, and I basically was always doing something with him. I just hated collision work. Also, he never really made any money at it, even though he was the best painter in town. Just there wasn't a lot of meat on the bone, especially back in the day, you know, 20 years ago, 30 years ago when he was doing it full time. And, you know, you don't want to make like $100 every bumper you painted. So he just would be, he'd have like 4 cars in a day. He'd be doing 20 cars a week as far as like paint jobs and stuff. And I never wanted to do any of that. It's kind of half the reason I hate body work. It just is not as fun to me as cutting stuff up. He would still do hot rods and stuff on the side and for fun, but he just never got to do a bunch of them. So right off the bat, I was like, all I'm doing is hot rods. That's all I care about. I don't want to fix, you know, a freaking Acura bumper 10 times a week. I'm not doing it. So I started basically cutting shit up when I was 18. I was never doing it for any customers, but I would make money building my own cars and selling them, selling stuff on eBay. These budget builds, this is how I've always done it. I did a RATROD build-off. RATROD magazine had a build-off in like 2012 or something, and they had a real tight budget of like $3 grand. And what I did was I did the same thing I always do. I bought a car, sold all the parts off of it, and then put the money I sold off the parts back into the budget. And that like blew everybody's mind. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy, you know, he built this car for only $1,500 because he sold another $1,000 worth of parts off of it. That's just how I've always done it. So it was kind of funny to see those guys that were like mind blown. I was like, that's how I've always done it to pay the bills. So I did enough of my own cars where I started people started seeing them, you know, either online or at car shows, and they said, hey, I have some rust repair. Would you, you know, fix it for me? And it kind of just took off from there. I would say I've had the shop for 15 years, maybe more than that. Of those 15 years, I was running it full time for probably 10 of them. There was a 5-year span there where I was actually managing a golf course. I love golf. I was a state golfer for high school. I had several offers to go play for college, but I kind of fell out of love with the game because I just practiced constantly as a kid. And by the time I was 18, I was shooting under par basically every time I played, and I was just mad as hell. I just was always upset that I could do better. So I went and managed the golf course, and the golf course I ended up becoming the GM of. And I was still working 40 or 50 hours a week there, and I would still come into the shop and probably work another 20 or 30. So it was still kind of full-time-ish. I was still putting I still had customer cars and stuff. So yeah, that's basically what I've always done. I've kind of always done this. I also worked as a welder for like 4 months, from like 19 to 20. I was a full-time welder, and that sucked. I got really good at welding, obviously. I was already pretty good, but I got really good there. But man, I had no idea when people said they were welders that they welded 8 hours a day. You know, I assumed there was like some fabrication involved. No. The place I was at, you basically had the same pieces every other day. You put them together, you welded them. Those guys would just weld for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, and it really just wasn't a lot of fun. Also, I saw a lot of guys that were like 50 years old and they looked 120. You know, I remember there was a 40-year-old guy there who was having a hard time walking upstairs because like all of his joints were bad, and I was like, man, I don't want to be breathing this shit every single day. So I quit there, went to the golf course, and then yeah. So always had to shop. Another question somebody asked whenever I was reading this one: what are your hobbies? Do you ever get to do anything fun? And unfortunately, no. I had a goal for 2023. I was going to fish more, I was going to golf more, and I never fished once this year, which is gross. And I only golfed 2 times, and the 2 times I golfed, I got pulled into a tournament from friends. One of the tournaments we won, the second tournament we came in like 3rd. So golf is still there. I still love golf, and actually what I want to do, because of these questions of people asking me what my hobby is, I am going to re-grip my clubs. I bought a re-gripping kit. I'm going to do that right now, and tomorrow it's supposed to be nice. I'm going to go hit some golf balls, which, you know, it's December. It's kind of a stupid time to be doing that, but that question really got me thinking, damn it, I should have spent more time doing that because it's something that I love. And I'm always busy. I always have a million things to do, but I could have, you know, made time to go hit balls for 20 minutes. So let's re-grip some clubs. So when I was the general manager of the golf course, I also did a bunch of the club repair. And boy, I tell you what, I have re-gripped more clubs than you would ever imagine. But saying that, I don't think I've re-gripped a club in 8 years, 7 years. So we're gonna find out if I still got it together. These are real easy. There's a rubber piece that goes in your vise, that way you can't smash your shaft. Ayo. And then what you got is a hook blade, not just a standard razor blade. You get it right in there, you run it against the shaft on the dull part of the hook, and you actually won't even scratch it. If it's a graphite club, you won't hurt it. You just run it straight down. Just like that. Then peel her off. Bada bing. Now, you can take this tape off or leave it. In reality, it doesn't hurt. It is stuck on there so good from the factory, they'll never slip. If this was a customer's, I'd probably rip all that off, but I don't even know if it'll come off. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I can't even get it off without maybe running it on a wire wheel. Yeah, it's on there good. So, we're gonna leave it. Yeah. Now what you do, this is double-sided tape. Run it down, run it back. I usually like the wider double-sided tape, to be honest with you, because it goes all the way around it. Take that guy off. And then, hopefully this came with solvent. I thought it did. Where'd I put the solvent? Shit, where'd I put the solvent? RATROD. Oh, there it is. Okay. Take your solvent and just fill up your grip. Make sure you miss when you're on camera looking like an idiot. Fill it up like that. Shake it. And whenever we were doing this, 100 clubs at a time, I would have a catch can. Matter of fact, I'll get one. Fuck it. You hold it over, it won't come out. If you let it out, it will. See? Ooh, there goes your solution. Right over the club. You also want to make sure, you also want to make sure you get it everywhere inside the grip. Shake it and then line her up and push. Make sure it's straight. Bada bing. Still got it, baby. That's how you re-grip a club. I'm gonna probably do a couple more real quick while I'm answering questions. I need to do my whole set. They are very old. All right, another question. I got this one a ton. What is your favorite build? And also, what is a build you wish you had back? A build I wish I had back was my first ever build. It was a 1957 Chevy. My grandpa actually gave it to me. He has a really badass 2-door hardtop. He used to. Rest in peace, Grandpa. He still does, but he doesn't own it anymore because he passed away. But it was a 2-door hardtop, and he built that thing 40 years ago before there was eBay. So he would just go to every single swap meet, and every 57 part he could find, he would just buy. Because he was worried, if he blew a carburetor up, he wouldn't be able to find another carburetor. So he just had all kinds of parts, and he actually found a 57 Chevy 2-door post that I think he stole the bumpers off of or something, and he put that out on his farm for the longest time, and it was here at our house at one point. He had me spray paint Casey like 1992 or something when I was like 5 or whatever. I spray painted on the side of it, and then when I turned 18, I wanted to start building a hot rod, and my dad said, hey, how about your 57 Chevy out at the farm? And it actually still had the spray paint on it where I wrote on it, which was super cool. And that was the first build I did. It wasn't great quality, wasn't super nice. I did a flip front end, kind of funky. Did a couple other things. It was a 57 Chevy two-door post. It was black. I built the grill from scratch. And I was 18, kind of figuring stuff out. So it wasn't great, but here's a picture of it. Richard, put a picture somewhere up. I have wanted that back for, 10 years. It's been gone for almost 20 because I built it when I was 18. So it's been gone like 18 years. I wanted it back, basically a couple years after I sold it. Have never been able to find it. It's on like a 80s Impala or Malibu chassis. Haven't been able to find it. I want that one back. A lot of people want to know what my favorite build is. It's probably that one just because it's my first. My favorite build like right now is my new 57 Chevy, my two-door hardtop. I love that fucking car. It makes me so happy. But yeah, my very first car ever I think would be cool to get back. And that's probably also my favorite. Just because it's my first. It's certainly not the coolest by any means. But since it's my first, that's probably my favorite. Let's see what else. Do you want to do any more build-off competitions like you did the 57 Fairlane or the trike that you built with the Chevy Straight 6? He's talking about the RATROD build-off. Like I said, I think it was in 2012 or 2013. I built a 1957 Ford Fairlane 500 that was bagged, laid on the ground. I think I built it for 1,800 bucks. There's a picture of it up here. Really cool car. Basically came in like third place, I think, in that one. Really had a lot of fun with it. And then the next year, they partnered up with another magazine, a motorcycle magazine, and did a motorcycle build-off. And in that one, I built a just a monstrosity. It was a trike with a cut-down rear end, a Chevy inline, like 216, 235. It was a pain in the ass, drove like shit. But I did that. Would I do another competition? Probably not. I don't think so. I just don't know if I'd have the time. If I did some sort of a build-off or a competition, there would need to be a lot of other like big YouTubers in it where it would be kind of fun. But like just for shits and grins, I don't think I will do another build-off because they're really stressful. You spend so much time on them, at least I did on mine. Will you ever get back to doing customer cars? I don't think so. I have one customer left who's just a really good customer. And basically he's kind of more of a friend at this point. He partnered up with me on a couple builds when I first had my channel growing. He was like, hey, if you need money, let me know, I'll help you out. And because of that, I kind of still do stuff for him. We have a really cool milk truck build getting ready to get started. He owns the 56 Chevy two-door wagon that's actually at another shop right now getting the LS wired up. I just don't need to now that YouTube pays the bills. And customer cars were fun, but they were stressful, man. I always was worried. I always felt like I needed to put in more time than I should have, and it just wasn't great. I think the way a lot of guys do their customer cars now is their shop rates are just kind of outrageous. And I don't know that I could do that, to be honest with you. I know a couple guys, I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus by any means, but I know a couple shops now that are charging $250 an hour, which they might have to do that just to clear the bills and shit because everything is so expensive these days. But man, I can't imagine, like, a guy needing quarter panels on his Mustang, and I used to charge, $1,200 back in the day. I can't imagine, charging somebody 10 grand to do that. So no, no. I will never do customer cars again unless all this goes away, and I have to. Or if, somebody crazy like Mr. Beast wants a car built or something, yeah, I'd do that. But no, like an average Joe, there's no way. No way. It's not worth the stress, not worth the time. Now that we get our bills paid working on our own stuff and selling them, which is just cool as shit. Ooh, that's crooked as hell. There we go. Actually, you gotta line it up, baby. Damn, I'm running through these clubs. Life's good. I'm gonna have fun tomorrow. I don't know how good I'm gonna hit them. it might be an absolute train wreck, but we're going to find out. I just realized my mic came unplugged. So if there's no audio the last 20 minutes I've been talking, that's going to be a bummer. Richard, figure it out. I think we're all right. The camera should still pick it up even if the mic isn't plugged in. That sucks, though. Shit happens. No big deal. Next question is, where do you want to see the channel go? A bigger shop, bigger builds, etc., etc.? That is a really good question. Where do I want to see the channel go? I don't know. I'm always so focused on here and now. I haven't really thought about where I want to see it go. Bigger builds would be cool. I think, honestly, like, a big channel I like is, like, Weston Chaplin, I think. Kansas guy, really cool guy. I kind of like how he has it. He's a bigger channel, and he wrenches on his stuff, but he also has guys wrenching for him. I think that's kind of the way to go. It would be nice to, have other workers in here kind of taking care of stuff. Not necessarily doing the whole build, because obviously I like the building part. That's my favorite part. But, it would be nice, like, something like brake lines that's just, eats up a bunch of time, and it isn't really fun to watch. It's not good TV, you would say. It would be nice to have a big enough channel to have a couple workers who can kind of do stuff like that, where I can kind of just come in, have fun, focus on, doing stuff, cutting stuff up, chopping stuff. So yeah, that's the plan. Obviously, bigger shop. We've been looking at houses and stuff for a while. That's basically what we're going to be doing in 2024. Big house with a big barn somewhere out in the country, which would be nice. That's kind of the plan. But yeah, I don't know, I don't know. We've been growing at a really steady pace, and I kind of like it. I really like where we're at right now. But yeah, bigger and better is always awesome. Why is the CRX motor so far back? I got that question. I mean, if you count in the comments, I've got that question hundreds and hundreds of times, and I've answered it hundreds and hundreds of times, I feel like. But people see it, and they go, well, that's stupid. Just put the motor more forward. Well, the reason that the motor is so far back is because my CRX lays on the ground. I am not the first person to ever put a V8 in a tiny Honda. I don't even think I'm the first person to put a V8 in a CRX. It's been done. Every other one that I've ever seen done, half of the motor sticks out of the hood, and I hate it. I'm not a big fan of it. There's a really cool guy on TikTok who put an LS in like a 90s Honda Accord, and I think he follows me. It's a really cool build. It's fucking hideous. I mean, there is 90% of this motor is outside of the car. So it's like, that's cool as shit. Like, I love it. I'll love to ride in it. But at that point, you're kind of taking away the funness of, whether you want to call it a sleeper or not. It's just kind of more fun to make it fit, essentially. And if I didn't have it laying on the ground, it would obviously be a lot easier. But I do have it laying on the ground, so that's why I have to have it there. And what I will do is I will show you right now. So, I currently have the motor laying on the ground. The oil pan is on the ground. The transmission pan is on the ground. The motor, I come all the way up until basically my spark plug started hitting the A-arms. It actually still hits on this side. I got to scoot it over a little bit. I could come up a little bit more. People were telling me to get, custom A-arms, which would save me a little bit. But after I did a bunch of reading and looking, they're not going to save me enough to justify moving it up. And at the end of the day, it would have maybe brought another inch or two. So I'm not against, moving it anywhere else. I don't care. I was going to go mid-engine for the longest time, which it kind of is now. But whenever it's farther back, I can't even get in the car. This car is so friggin' small. It's not going to work. I could raise all this up, have a giant hood scoop. That's just not the build style I want. I've ran hood scoops before. It's not the end of the world. It's just not what I wanted for the look. Another thing, like I said, if it wasn't laying on the ground, If all this was up 5 inches higher, oh my God, we could get this motor way up and not have to worry about it hitting the hood. But it is on the ground. I love that it's airbagged, and that's kind of my plan. I think some people see this, and because it has a really cool roll cage and stuff, people think this is like some sort of a drag car. It's not. This is just a hot rod project. I've wanted to do this for 20 years. I've wanted to stick a big old V8 in a CRX since I was a kid, and that's my plan. And I'm really going for style points. Basically, the roll cage and shit is just so that I'm safe, because this is going to be a wild, scary little ride, so I wanted it to be safe. But I'm not going to track it. I mean, I don't plan on doing that. Maybe we'll do it for fun, but it's not going to be like the main purpose. So that's why the engine is back so far. And it's not nearly back as far as people think. A lot of people look at this and they go, holy shit, he's got the engine back 2 foot. People don't realize the dash. The dash actually has corners on the edge for the doors. So your dash comes damn near up to here. So it's not really up as far as you think it is. Obviously, it's still back some, but it's not as crazy as people think. It's probably back. My firewall section is going to be back 8 or 10 inches, but it's not like 3 feet like some people imagine. The Honda motor was very, very tiny. Also, it went this way, not that way. So that's kind of why it looks so crazy. Posted like the smallest picture of this on Instagram. I haven't even made the announcement that I got it. I've got a million people asking me questions about what the plan is for this build. I just want to I've wanted one of these for a while. They're really cool. AE86 is what they're called. Rear wheel drive, 5-speed, 2-door coupe. They also come in a hatchback. The hatchbacks are so ungodly expensive. They're hard enough to find in a coupe. They are even harder to find in a hatchback. The plan, I don't know. We're going to most likely have to do a motor swap. You're going to see all that on my main channel on Tuesday. But the plan is just make it cool as shit. I'm not going crazy with it. I want to fix the rust, do a nice paint job, probably do a body kit and lower it, but nothing. We're not doing bags. We're not doing, whatever. It's going to be kind of just a tamer build and just a really cool-ass Toyota. I freaking love this thing. What is left on your bucket list of cars? This person is talking about a post I made probably 6 months ago when I posted my bucket list of cars. I made this list when I was like sitting at a golf course in 2008. I think I got to find it. It's in my here somewhere. I've cut a bunch off the list. The problem is the list just keeps growing. Case in point, this Toyota. This Toyota, I didn't even know about this Toyota in 2008 or whenever I made this list. Well, now it's on there. It was a bucket list. I've been looking for it for 2 years, found one. Oh, where the hell is that picture at? Hey! Must-have car list. I wrote this January 1st, 25th, 2008. So I know for a fact I was at the golf course because I would be sitting there whenever it was winter. I wouldn't have shit to do. So I was just bored. So 57 Chevy 2-door Bel Air, or 57 Chevy Bel Air, 2-door hardtop Impossible. We knocked that one out, baby. 88 to 91 CRX for a V8 swap. Bada bing! Big fan. Full-blown lowrider with wild paint job and lots of chrome. I haven't really done that one. Nah, I haven't really done that one. 67 Impala from Supernatural. Got it. A late 30s bomb, which is like a 1930s, like big lowrider. Got the big fenders laying on the ground. Have not done that. 59 El Camino. I did have a 59 El Camino, but I didn't really get to build it, so not really. A 60s Ford F100. I have done that one. Monte Carlo from Training Day. Got that one. The Fast and Furious R34 Skyline left-hand drive. Definitely haven't done that one yet. That's like a $75,000 car now, so might never do that one. Chassis swap a 60s Mustang on a new Mustang chassis. Did that one, baby. Chassis swap a big milk truck, a COE, or a big C60, which is like a semi almost. I have done that one, and I'm going to be doing that one again with a milk truck. A bagged Chevy truck of every decade. Let's see. 50, 60, 70. I've never bagged in the 80s. I've never bagged in the 90s. I've never bagged in 2000. So kind of. 1992 Honda Accord 2-door. That was my first car when I turned 16. It was my mom's. And sure enough, Fast and Furious was huge at the time. I laid it on the ground with like 4-inch coilover springs. They were so shitty. Laid it on the ground. We painted it Viper red. It was badass. It was a 2-door coupe. So it was actually registered as a sports car, even though it was a freaking Honda. I loved it. I've been looking for another one of those. Don't have that. A big lifted square body. Have not done that. I've had kind of some high lifted ones, but none. Period correct Model A or Model T. We have that. It's at my dad's house right now. A 1932 Ford. Have not had that. So from the list I made in 2008, I've knocked out over half of them, which is freaking huge. I mean, I'm just a dumb kid making a list because I'm bored. You know, nobody's golfing in the winter, so you just had to kind of be there for gift cards and shit. So that is pretty damn cool. I've knocked a lot of those out. So yeah, that makes me happy. That was a good question. All right, baby. Last grip. So we're going to do our last question. And I already lost it. Damn it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Why is your dad not on the channel more? You need to have him on the channel more. I 100% agree. He needs to retire. He can't. He's just one of those assholes that won't retire for whatever reason. But I've been slowly talking him into, you know, trying to get down here. I really want him doing like body work and stuff, you know, on builds while I'm not doing them. He's a hell of a body man, a really good painter. Like the baby, the Supernatural Impala, that is a perfect example of something he could have up at his house doing body work on. He actually has the 29 Model A Roadster. Here's a picture. If you haven't seen that, it hasn't been on the channel for a while. He's actually got that running. I had all kinds of issues with it, couldn't get it running. He's got it running. We're going to be doing a video sometime in the next week or two. We're going to go up there, drive it around a little bit, bring it back down here and make a floor. Just kind of like a bare bones hot rod. But yeah, he's going to be on the channel more. Hopefully he retires and he gets on the channel a lot more. Everybody always seems to like him. He's fun. He's good. You know, he's a good time. We give each other shit constantly. I call him an asshole. He calls me an asshole. It's a lot of fun. He's a good guy. I had friends of mine growing up who told me as a kid that they were jealous at how cool my dad was and how nice my dad was. And I never would expect somebody to just randomly tell you that. And I think I heard that like 4 times in my life. So, yeah, he's a good guy. He's also a pain in my ass. But yeah, he needs to be on the channel more. Hopefully I can get him to retire. If he retires and starts working, we'll be doing a giveaway. I mean, every other month. We'll do constant giveaways. It'll be a ton of fun. This was the last one. Also, I just realized I bought a brand new driver I haven't got to hit yet. Well, brand new. I bought it used on eBay. Oh, this thing is like $600 or something when they're new. Here's a little cheat code about drivers. Every year, it's just like a car. Every year, the newest model is the best thing ever. It's, you know, it's just the grace of God has touched it, and you'll hit the bar longer. Buy the year previous model for a quarter of the price, and you're good. This is actually this year's model, but it's toward the end of the year, so I think I paid $200 for this thing. Might have been $180, and it was literally like a $550 driver. So I'm so happy. I was going to put one of my grips on it, but grip looks brand new, so we're fine. What we're going to do now is let these babies sit overnight. We re-gripped almost every single one and my putter. We're going to let these babies sit overnight, and tomorrow I'm going to go hit some golf balls in front of a camera, which I have not done in a very, very long time. And it might be really bad, but we're going to find out together. Let's see how it goes. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, that hurt. So, this is the first time I've hit range balls in like 2 years. Like I said, we had a couple tournaments this year, but I didn't hit any range balls. We just went straight to the tee and started swinging, which is dumb. Don't ever do that. I'm killing the ball. I mean, I'm fucking smoking it. I love this new driver. I'm like, holy shit. I hit one. There's a dude walking across the parking lot behind me. He goes, God damn. I was like, oh yeah, I think we got it on camera. Killing it. So, I don't know if you can see, but the trees in the distance at that driving range, the driving range is 250 yards, and then there's giant trees at the very end. If you can clear those trees, it's like 285. I'm clearing them all, baby. Just fucking killing it. The first couple wedges I hit, I had to stop and walk around because my back hurt. That's never a good sign. Also, they had a giant PA system playing music, which anybody that knows YouTube, you can't have music, so we'll probably have to put our own music over the top of it. But yeah, that, and there was like kids playing on iPads and shit near me. So yeah, there's all kinds of weird music, and I don't want to get a copyright strike on this new channel over that. But yeah, absolutely killed the ball. Was not expecting that at all. Thank you very much for the guy that asked me about hobbies, because yeah, I bought a regrip kit 6 months ago. I mean, I bought it for the tournament we played in, never even used it. I bought the driver after the tournament we played in, never used it. So yeah, that was awesome. That made me feel great. I gotta get my ass to the golf course more. This was actually a lot of fun. A lot of these questions have been asked dozens of times over and over, so it's kind of nice to make a video and actually answer some of them. There's still more that I need to answer, but I didn't want this video to be 2 hours long. Also, some of you really might hate this content. You say, hey, I want to see you, building, working on cars. I completely understand. The second channel videos are all over the place. These are just fun. We're goofing off. The next video, I might be welding for an hour straight and talking to the camera. I don't know. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said earlier in the channel, please go to Caseyscustoms.com to check out all the merch. It has been taking off, and the support is really cool. If you are not subscribed, please hit that button now. It helps the channel grow more than you would imagine. Please like, share, comment, all that good shit they tell you to do at the end of videos, and check out some more of my other videos. Peace! I love you.